What started as a forgotten book from the 1800s now feels less like fiction and more like prophecy. So today we're going to talk about a strange boy named Baron Trump, an ancient portal buried in Russia, and the MIT professor who was given access to the private notes of Nikola Tesla, a man some believed uncovered lost technology, perhaps even secrets of time itself. Private notes of Nikola Tesla, a man some believed uncovered lost technology, perhaps even secrets of time itself. In a book written in the late 19th century, 1900, or The Last President, an outsider to the political system shocks the political establishment and wins the presidency. The country erupts. Protests break out. Riots swarm Fifth Avenue, the same street where Trump Tower stands today. Banks collapse. Trust in the system erodes. And just as quickly as he rises, the president begins to lose control. But the real shock comes when a new president abandons the gold standard. Wall Street doesn't just panic, it bleeds. The dollar collapses. Inflation surges. Food becomes scarce. People line the streets of D.C. waiting for rations, voluntarily waiting to be placed in camps. In the book, chaos spreads fast, not just economically, but geographically. The southern states rise up, furious at new federal taxes. Separatist movements explode. A nation divided by wealth, by region, by ideology. Deficit spending grows. The dollar quietly loses value year after year. And a growing fear emerges that the system we rely on might not last much longer. But the book doesn't give us a tidy conclusion. It ends in freefall, mid-collapse, mid-chaos. In those final pages, something terrifying happens. The president, worn down and demoralized, is urged to resign by the Speaker of the House. He gives one last speech to the people, a final performance that holds the country's attention. And then the Capitol is struck by a huge explosion. The Republic falls, and in the smoke and rubble, a single human eye watches, smiling, admiring the destruction. In the book, this is how democracy dies. Maybe Lockwood didn't finish the story because we're still living in it. Now, if that were the end of the story, it would already be strange enough, but it's not. Because before The Last President, the same author, Ingersoll Lockwood, wrote 2 other books. And they weren't about politics. They were about a different Trump. Before The Last President, Lockwood wrote a different kind of story, a pair of children's adventure books. But these weren't your average fairy tales. No, they were strange, prophetic, almost unsettling. The main character, a wealthy, headstrong boy named Baron Trump. He lives in a place called Castle Trump, an isolated fortress far from ordinary people. But he's not alone. He's guided by a mysterious mentor, a man only known as Don. Baron Trump. Don. All coincidence? Maybe, but that's not even the weirdest part. In Baron Trump's marvelous underground journey, Don gives Baron an ancient manuscript. Inside it are secret instructions, clues that lead him to a remote region of Russia. There, buried in the mountains, Baron discovers something incredible. A portal. A hidden entrance into a world beyond our own. A passage guarded by forgotten knowledge and possibly ancient technology. Baron steps through it alone, except for his loyal dog, Bulger. What he finds on the other side defies explanation. Time flows differently. Reality bends. Logic collapses. Baron doesn't just travel to a different place. It feels like he's entered a different dimension. Or maybe he's just traveled to a different time. For years, conspiracy theorists have pointed to this part of the story and said this wasn't just a fantasy. It was a clue. Because in modern Russia, there are real rumors. Whispers of ancient machines buried beneath the ice. Hidden or forgotten technology. Old world science lost to history. Some believe the Russians found something, not of this age, something that lets you move through time. The coincidences keep stacking up. Because what if Barron Trump wasn't just a character in a book? What if his story is part of something much bigger? What if there's a reason his name, his mentor, and even his journey to Russia sounds so familiar today? Now let's shift from fiction to something that really happened. In early 1943, one of the greatest inventors the world has ever known, Nikola Tesla, was found dead in his room at the New Yorker hotel. He was old, alone, and penniless. But he wasn't forgotten. Because within hours of his death, the U.S. government moved in and seized everything: drawings, journals, machines, blueprints, all of it confiscated under the Alien Property Custodian Act. Why? Because Tesla wasn't just working on radios and wireless electricity. In his later years, he spoke of something far more dangerous, a weapon of mass destruction. What he called a teleforce weapon, powerful enough to wipe out entire armies. He also talked about vibrations, frequencies, even the nature of time itself. The FBI needed someone who could understand what Tesla was working on. Someone brilliant. Someone trusted. An expert in high-voltage, high-frequency physics. So they called in an MIT professor by the name of John G. Trump, the uncle of Donald J. Trump. Yes, that's real. You can look it up in declassified government records. John Trump wasn't just any professor. He was a high-level MIT scientist who worked on radar systems during World War II and consulted for the U.S. government. If anyone could decipher Tesla's secrets, it was him. John Trump spent weeks and months reviewing Tesla's confiscated notes and equipment. In the official government report, he claimed Tesla's ideas were speculative and didn't contain any new practical principles. But not everyone believed that. Some say John Trump found something that couldn't be explained, something too powerful to release to the public. What if John Trump didn't just examine Tesla's secrets? What if he hid them from the public and used them for his and his family's gain? Just asking for a friend. What if Tesla's real discovery wasn't energy, but a way to manipulate time and cross into other realities? Tesla was obsessed with the idea that time could be bent, that vibration and frequency could open doorways or portals to other dimensions. He believed that reality could be tuned, kind of like a radio. If you had the right frequency, the right technology, you could go anywhere, even to the future. So ask yourself, is it possible that John G. Trump uncovered something that could change the course of history? And if he did, could it have played a role in shaping the rise of the Trump family today? I'm not saying Donald Trump is a time traveler. I'm not saying he was handed a secret almanac from Nikola Tesla. But the connections are strange. A fictional boy named Barron Trump, a mentor named Don, a portal in Russia, a real-life scientist named Trump who studied Tesla's secret papers, and a 47th president who rose to power on a wave of populism and chaos, just like the one in the last president. Too much to be coincidence. That's up to you to decide. But let me know in the comments what you think. So let's fast forward from Tesla's lab to today. It's 2025. Donald Trump is president once again. But the country he leads isn't the same one he left. It's more fractured, more volatile, more on edge. Some of his biggest supporters have turned against him. Even people like Elon Musk, once seen as allies, are now openly criticizing him. And it doesn't stop there. We're seeing headlines that feel like scenes pulled straight out of the last president. The financial markets are showing signs of instability. Big banks are sitting on huge unrealized losses. And behind the scenes, insiders are preparing for something big. Cities are clashing with federal agents. ICE is making headlines again, not just for what they're doing, but for how they're doing it. In cities across America, rallies are forming under a new name, No Kings, an anti-Trump movement that doesn't just reject his policies, but the idea of presidential power itself. And here's the part no one's talking about. The Republican Party is showing strains from the inside. There's MAGA, there's post-MAGA. And then there are those who feel betrayed by policies, by promises, by power plays. Even among his own, Trump is losing control. Just like the president in the last president. Now add in one more layer, the Epstein case. The sealed, deleted names. The suicides. There are whispers, quiet but persistent, that something's being buried. Something that, if exposed, could bring the entire system to the ground. We've been told not to ask too many questions. But isn't that exactly what Ingersoll Lockwood was warning us about? A country unraveling, not with a bang, but with confusion, division, and silence. This is what makes it all so eerie. The last president ends mid-collapse. The fictional president from the book, just like the real one, faces riots, opposition, financial uncertainty, and betrayal from within. But there's no rescue, no clear resolution, just the feeling that we've crossed a point of no return. And the more you look at what's happening today, the harder it becomes to say it's just fiction. So let's step back for a moment and ask the question that's been quietly building this whole time. What if we're already living in an altered timeline? The idea sounds like science fiction, but in Baron Trump's marvelous underground journey, that's exactly what happens. Baron enters a portal in Russia. He vanishes into a realm where time distorts, where logic fails, where reality doesn't behave like it's supposed to. And when he returns, things aren't the same. He's not the same, and neither is the world around him. Now think about our world. Somewhere along the way, it feels like something shifted. Facts feel like opinions. Truth feels negotiable. History changes depending on who's telling it. What if knowledge passed down through Tesla, through John Trump, through others, was used to alter time, to nudge the story 1 degree here, push there, until reality starts to bend so gradually no one even notices? We live in a world where the Simpsons predict the future, where a book from the 1800s writes about Baron Trump living in Castle Trump, guided by dawn, as mobs march down Fifth Avenue. Where presidents get banned from the internet, billionaires buy speech platforms, and conspiracy theories come true more often than anyone wants to admit. But what if those aren't just coincidences? What if the glitches we feel, the déjà vu, the strange alignments, the synchronicities stacking up in plain sight, aren't accidents, but clues? So maybe it's not about whether Trump is literally the last president. Maybe the real question is, has the story already been written? And if it has, what kind of world comes after? Thanks for watching. If you found this video thought-provoking, please hit like, share it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Help a small channel grow and subscribe. It's free and will be greatly appreciated. Until next time, God bless. Peace be with you.
That's what she said I did to her. She fainted with great emotion. She actually indicated that she loved it. Okay? She loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be Didn't she say that?
Sir, I just want to confirm, it's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, I believe that's what took place. That's what she said I did to her.